Ages ago, there was a tale. A tale of a man who talked about video games. His name was Youngtown, and he had an entire month devoted to Harry Potter. He spoke of Prisoner of Azkaban, Quidditch, and the Chamber of Secrets. But something was missing. Little did he know he missed the greatest gem of all. Or maybe it wasn't a gem, but a stone. A Sorcerer's Stone.
2 lanes! This is a giant nostalgia trip for me. I remember just sitting for hours in front of one of those old CRT monitors playing this game.
But does it still hold up today? Only one way to find out. By the way, I thought I had a Harry Potter shirt, but I can't find it, so you gotta pretend that that's Hogwarts, and this is the Forbidden Forest. Just start the game.
There was nothing about the starry sky that night to suggest that.
Oh no, compatibility mode! Please, compatibility mode!
As unsuspecting muggles slept.
This game has the most general intro ever. A giant man on a motorcycle drops a baby off on a doorstep. He's Harry Potter, the boy who lived. Lived through what? Game doesn't say. This game expects you've read the book already, I suppose. So the Dursleys are dreadful, Harry gets a letter to go to Hogwarts, he goes to Diagon Alley to buy a bunch of weird stuff, and then they go to the bank where Hagrid picks up something. I wonder what that could be. Harry takes the train to Hogwarts, Dumbledore stands up and... Wait, did I Stumbledore and skip something?
Terrible.
Nope. Huh. Weird. Dumbledore says, the 3rd floor is off limits, or else you'll die. Business as usual at Hogwarts. Harry gets Gryffindor and the game actually starts. Sort of. Dumbledore comes down and... Look at those glasses. Just look at them!
Ooh, Dumbledore, you like to party, don't you?
He basically says that Hogwarts is full of secrets, and then,
Now, up the stairs and off to your lessons. Don't be late.
no.
Hello, 911? An old man inside my computer is having a heart attack. What do? Oh.
Now the first thing you'll probably notice is that Harry controls like a snail moving uphill in molasses on a winter morning. It means he can't turn and go at the same time.
Is this Resident Evil?
Next you meet up with Ron and... Gray rectangle. Gray rectangle. I love it.
Follow me, Harry.
I'm trying, Ron, but these controls are like a decade and a half too old. Fred and George take Harry through a tutorial involving jumping, using the jump button. I hate when games do that. There's also a ghost named Peeves. There he is. Oh, and the beans. Bertie Bott's every flavor beans. Might as well be called Bertie Bott's everywhere beans, cause they're everywhere. Secret sections of the castle no one's ever been to in years? Beans! Out in the woods? Beans! In caves? Beans! Who puts jelly beans in a chest in a cave? Beans! Every once in a while you can trade some of your beans to the Weasley twins for a wizard card, but those don't do anything. So, Then you meet Draco Malfoy.
You better stay out of our way, Potter.
What a mean 11-year-old.
Looks like Filch is here too. Let's see what he has to say.
Move along, Potter. Keep away from this corridor if you know what's good for you.
Okay, Filch, whatever tugs your willy. Feel like I've got off track. Oh well, so the first actual thing that you do is go to Defense Against the Dark Arts and learn the Flipendo spell by tracing a pattern until Professor Quirrell gets tired of hearing
Flipendo!
This is pretty much the bread and butter spell of the game. Use it on barrels, switches, cauldrons.
They have beans in them.
Quirrell eventually tells Harry to get all of his challenge stars. Yeah, you know, the part of the book where Harry has to jump over Madness's dark abyss and push around blocks for giant yellow stars.
It's all in chapter 9 3/4.
There are some actual enemies too. These gnomes. They hit you and... Did he just...
No one takes my useless beans and gets away with it.
After all that, Harry goes to broomstick practice with Madam Hooch.
When I was a kid, flying was always the hardest part of this game for me, but I'm pretty good at video games now, so bring it on.
Oh, I was so wrong. I mean, it's just as awkward as can be. You'd think that you could just move the mouse to adjust your flight trajectory, but you can't. You have to use the movement keys, and that's it. This is ridiculous. I can't. It won't. Whatever, it's over. You're on your way to Charms class when you meet with Hermione, who teaches you the Alohomora spell, by tracing, of course. She even says,
Great, Harry. I'm sure Professor Flitwick would give you 5 house points for that charm.
Yes, Professor. I did get all of these house points legitimately. The spell's for opening things. That's it. Doors, chests, secret passageways, you open things. Right after that, you learn the infamous Wingardium Leviosa.
Accio meme.
The only thing you actually do with this spell in the game is move big blocks to big plates that activate things. The challenge for this spell is pretty short and unremarkable, aside from 11-year-old Harry jumping from giant floating platforms way in the sky above the school. You know, safe. Next, Pee-wee Herman shows up for the easiest boss fight ever. I almost stopped playing out of amazement because I couldn't believe that's all there was to it. Just look. After you beat him, he T-poses away. Well, off to herbology, I guess. On the way there, Fred and George come out of the wall, ask for beans, and then go back into the wall. Magic? Magic. If those distractions weren't enough, now you have to fight Malfoy. He won't let you out of the castle. Jeez, all I want to do is learn about plants. He throws these things at you and all you have to do is throw them back. And then when you win, he runs away like a little bitch. Then you go through a garden to get to herbology, but then Fred and George pop out of the ground outside and want more beans. You give them the freaking beans and they just go back in the ground. So finally in herbology, Professor Sprout teaches you the Incendio spell, which is Flipendo but for plants. Can you guess what comes next? Is it A, the greenhouse is attacked by a giant plant monster and you have to fight it off? B, you chase down gnomes through the greenhouse because they steal Professor Sprout's wand? Or C, Professor Sprout sends you into the Forbidden Forest to find a special plant? Ha! Oh wait, it's none of those, you just get more challenge stars. After that exciting romp, you have to help Neville get his Remember All back because Malfoy took it.
Great, more flying. That was fast.
Professor McGonagall somehow sees the whole thing and says, First-year students usually aren't allowed to play Quidditch, but you're the new seeker. The first game's later today, have fun. All right, Professor, just one question. Who is Quidditch? Then Harry goes to visit Hagrid, who lives way out in the woods past a bunch of evil plants, fire snails, rainbow tortoises, and giant floating logs.
Come along then, I've something to show you at my hut. By the way, congratulations on making the Quidditch team. Word travels fast round Hogwarts.
But Hagrid, can you tell me what Quidditch is? So he wanted to show you this dragon egg, but it needs some fire seeds to make it hatch, and he has to stay and watch the egg, so go get the fire seeds. Then you go back to Hagrid's hut and put the fire seeds on the egg.
You've done it, Harry. It's hatching. Ain't he lovely? I'll call him Norbert. He's a Norwegian ridgeback, you know.
Hagrid gives you this flute that helps creatures go to sleep. After this, you play Quidditch. It's super boring and over in 45 seconds. The commentator keeps saying things like,
I've never seen such flying!
Watch out, guys, this is super intense. Following that blast of excitement, Hermione wants you to go and look at the Forbidden Corridor. On my way there exploring a bit, Fred and George come out from behind a fireplace this time, take my beans, and leave. What are they doing with all these beans? After finding nothing of interest, Harry goes to the 3rd floor and sees Snape, who we haven't seen in this game before ever, limp out of the Forbidden Corridor and into the wall. Wow, that's crazy! Time to go to Defense Against the Dark Arts. This time you learn Lumos, which makes gargoyles praise the sun and make little light particles that you can stand on. Sometimes the spell gets a little wonky though, like right here it kind of freaks out and I fall to my death. Whatever, Quirrell, here's your challenge stars. Next you go to potions class where...
I am your potions teacher, Professor Snape. Today, you will learn how to mix a Wiggenweld healing potion. You're late for potions, Mr. Potter. Inexcusable, even for celebrities. 5 points from Gryffindor. Potter, go to the dungeons and fetch the potion ingredients for the class. Bring back Wiggentree bark, moly, dittany, and flobberworm mucus. Be quick about it, or I shall deduct house points from Gryffindor. Now be gone, and don't come back without the ingredients.
Wow, what a jerk.
You find the first ingredient right away. Wow, this will be easy.
That's a wrap. Game's over. Harry's dead.
Not really. You just have to go through the dungeon and get the stuff. There's even some challenge stars down here. After a while, you finally get back up. Let's see what Professor Stick-Up-His-Butt has to say about it.
Late again, you lazy boy. A further 3 points from Gryffindor should teach you a lesson. I see you've collected a few challenge stars, but I'm afraid they have no value in my classroom.
No value. All that hard work. All those platforms. All that time I spent. They mean nothing to you. You monster. Crestfallen, Harry leaves the dungeon and joins up with Ron, who says there's a in the dungeon! Except he says it's in the girls' bathroom, but it's not in the girls' bathroom. It breaks out of the wall because this is Harry Potter and the wall-breaking journey that might or might not include relevant story details. This part sucks. You have to run away from the troll, but now all the controls are backwards. So what did I do? I went to the options and made all the controls backwards, so the backwards-ass backwards controls were forward-ass backwards-ass forward-ass controls. So Harry and Ron run the troll into the girls' bathroom and then realize that Hermione is in there. Ron, buddy, did you even there? Earlier you said that's where she was, and that's also where you said the troll was. Oh right, saving the girl. Ron wins the Guinness Book of World Records for slowest moving floating club and knocks the troll out. After that, there's another Quidditch game that's not even worth mentioning, and then the three Wizzitos convince Hagrid that he can't keep Norbert the dragon. Then it jumps to...
Harry unwrapped the unexpected Christmas present. Something fluid and silvery slithered out. It's an invisibility cloak, said Ron. They're very rare. There was a note with the cloak. Your father left this in my possession, Harry read. Use it well. A very Merry Christmas to you. Harry tried on the cloak, while Ron and Hermione helped to prepare for the climb up the tower.
Context be damned.
This part plays like a stealth game. Kind of. You have to get Norbert to the top of the tallest tower without getting caught by Filch or his cat. Harry is invisible except when he casts spells or walks too close to Filch, who goes through a lot of bookcase doors. Seriously, what's with all the wall doors? Really isn't that much to say about this part. When you get to the top of the tower, you give Norbert to Ron's brother, and then you go back down. Randomly on the going down part is the Mirror of Erised, which the game actually does explain. Oh sure, the mirror needs a full explanation. At the end of this, you find Fred and George.
They came out of the wall and go into the floor.
Down in this secret room, there's a buttload of beans, but that doesn't stop them from asking for more beans. Whatever, here's your damn beans.
That's it! That's all the beans we need!
No more beans. No more beans! No more beans!
Finally, we get to the point where Harry and friends figure out that Hagrid got the Sorcerer's Stone from the bank and put it in the Forbidden Corridor, and now Snape is trying to steal it. Well, let's go stop him. Right inside is Fluffy. glorious 2001 graphics fluffy. Harry just figures the flute will work on it, and what do you know, it does. Then they jump down a trapdoor and land in the devil's snare, which you just cast Incendio a billion times to free Harry and Ron. Harry and Ron script me? That doesn't make any sense! Then there's the part where you grab the key while you're flying. Then after that is the giant chessboard, but Ron went ahead and started without Harry and Hermione. He destroys most of the enemy pieces, but gets hurt somehow and can't finish it.
Harry, you have to be careful and avoid the pieces. They all move one square at a time. You'll have to make the pieces fight each other in order to get across safely. Walk onto the board, Harry, to start the game.
That's not chess at all.
Then the last challenge is some potion memory thing where you just have to watch the flask that has the glowy in it. Aha! At last I have caught you, Professor Quirrell? Yeah, I know everyone knows the plot twist, just go along with it. All you have to do on this first part is push blocks so you can get up to where Quirrell is, but sometimes he shoots Flippendos back at you, so just in case there's not enough in your life, then you can just some more. Sometimes he goes apeshit though and just kills you. When you do finally get up to him, he just goes,
Curses, Potter!
And then walks away. Then there's the mirror and the stone and the Voldemort and a final boss fight. When the final blow is struck, Quirrell explodes into blue and red flames and Harry passes out for no reason. Afterward, wait, is that Dumbledore? Does anyone have any chocolate frogs? Oh shit, a dead student. Anyways, there's an epilogue that mirrors the movie and they say that Voldemort probably hasn't been defeated. Voldemort? Who's that? This is the first time in the game he's been referenced. I'm not kidding. He doesn't get mentioned until you after already beat him. Good lord, this game. But we get one last hurrah. We get to see what Fred and George did with all those beans. Oh, it was worth playing this game again. Good times. It's strange though that so many parts were left out. The Forbidden Forest just didn't exist in this game. It's kind of bizarre. You know what else is bizarre? There's 5 different versions of this game. There's this one, a PS1 version that's completely different, a Game Boy Color version that's an RPG, a PS2 Xbox GameCube version that's completely different than the PS1 version that was built with the Chamber of Secrets game engine, and then a Game Boy Advanced RPG.
That's a lot of sorcering stones. Wait, I should have a pretty regular video upload schedule from now on. The review before this came out 2 weeks ago. The review after this should come out in 2 weeks. So yeah, I'm pretty much going on a 2-week schedule. Continue.